he sounds like one of those communists, an ex-communist like his dad, where they say, "Oh no, it would have worked. Communism would have worked if the Soviet Union hadn't misapplied it.
Right.
It would have. I tell you, if China and Cuba and Vietnam and Soviet Union and every other country that applied it hadn't misapplied it, communism was well on its way to working."
Yeah, and it's the same argument that even people like John McCain and others have used about Vietnam. That if we tried, we could have won. And I don't know what win means. It just would have gone on a hell of a lot longer.
He's part of a failed ideology, and he's not willing to let it go. And what he wants to do is, because he knows that if things continue as they are, within a short period of time, him and all his neoconservative buddies will be entirely irrelevant. Because the people will say, Iraq didn't work, the neoconservative ideology didn't work, now let's ignore these maniacs. And he doesn't want to get ignored. So his strategy, because it doesn't hurt him at all, it could only help him. His strategy is double down. Let's attack Iran and hope something good comes out of it.
No, totally, double down. He is a gambler on a losing streak who is just going to leave Vegas down $25,000 and with his wife having left it.
He's on tilt. And as to why, what are his motivations, Jill? That's why there's two possible motivations. One is he's lost track of what's right for America, and he only cares about the original vision they had for a project for a new American century, which at this point is almost entirely irrelevant about U.S. global domination. It seems comical at this point.
We had to get J.R., our producer, with the maniacal overlord laugh for just whenever we say the word world domination.
Right.
Just something comes in with the
Yeah, because that's what they're at. If you read Project for a New American Century, what they wrote, that's what they argued for.
I mean,
now that ship has sailed, but they don't think it's sailed.
Right.
So that's, I think, their main motivation. But when you listen to to him speak, and he talks about Israel's enemies as if there are enemies, then you begin to wonder if his second motivation or his first motivation or whatever number it is, one of his motivations is he doesn't really care about U.S. interests, or he does care about U.S. interests, but he cares about Israeli interests more.
Well, and are the consequences just maybe not as bad as we believe they are, since they have no fear into another failed war?
Oh, but the consequences... No. The consequences are disastrous. But he doesn't pay them. He's a battlefield, Bill Kristol. A battlefield.
But he's an American. I mean, the consequences are
tragic
for all Americans.
He doesn't care.
Look, continue down this road and continue to fail. But, I mean, maybe they're not as bad as we imagine they could be. I mean, these are smart guys that are running the country. It's like, I mean, maybe they think it's repairable if they F up.
Well, no, they're not smart at all. This guy's a total idiot.
There's no fear with them at all. I mean, do they not see 5 steps ahead?
We're wasting our time worrying about what's in his head. I would take them at their face value. They think it will work. It doesn't matter. It won't. All rational people think it won't. I don't need to question that he has some diabolical plan. He thinks it'll work. He thinks this plot to sort of democratize Iran and Syria and Jordan and Egypt and every other country, Lebanon and Yemen. I think Yemen's a very important part of it. They think it'll work. They think that Iraq is not enough of a failure to not press forward. They don't care. It's the tilt analogy is perfect. Double down. I'm down 1,000. I'm going to bet 2,000. I'm down 4,000, except they're not playing blackjack. They're playing a game where your chances of winning are 1%. And you're going to lose all your money.
And the other thing that they're now playing with is their own money, if you will, in that analogy. It's not their lives they're going to lose. This is all a big game to them. It's a theory to them. And they're, sitting in there, if I could borrow a term here, they're in an ivory tower and sitting like, who should we send to war? Well, it certainly won't be any of my family. You certainly won't be my friends. I'll send you poor schmucks to die for my theory. Yeah. Because even though my theory is clearly not working, the only way I could rescue my intellectual pride is by having more of you die.